So we don't need the Python backend or need to set the Infura node user address or private keys to pull data from the Uniswap API. We can actually just load the package, and we have some ready-made functions to compute stats. So factory stats v2, Uniswap stats hist v2. This pulls all data automatically that's possible. So then we can kind of look at it from a token perspective. So in this case, we pass in a token address and we get the statistics and the history, which basically gives us the historical data for that particular token address. So we can look at like the most recent 6 rows there. And then basically what we can do is we can get the pair list in which the given token is either a base or a quote. We can see at the top of the data frame, once we load it here, the token is token 0, and at the end of the data frame, the token is token 1, so that gives us the pairs. Then we can kind of, if we want, look at the data from a pair perspective. So this is sort of a first look at that. If we look at the tail of this data frame, you can also see same kind of idea, the timestamps of the blocks and token 1 Uniswap, the symbol uni, the pairs for that. So we can view stats for a specific pair. We just pass in the pair address to this function. Same kind of structure as the previous functions. You can get daily or hourly, in this case, historical data. So here's hourly historical stats of a pair. It pulls batches of 1,000 entries, as you can see, until all the data is fetched. So that takes a little while to execute that particular line, as there's, in this case, for that particular pair, 5,255 entries. Daily will be a little bit less, obviously, so reducing that down a little takes not that long, and then we get daily stats for the pairs. Then we have liquidity positions in a pair, so same structure of the previous function, so pretty easy to use. Pass in the pair address, you can see the liquidity of that pair and the historical liquidity as well in the same structure also as the previous functions. Just takes a little longer to load the historical data. Also, we can get all the mint, burns, and swaps for a given pair. So we pass in that pair address, and it gives us all the different events between those pairs. So we can also then see how easy it is if you want to export this data for further use. You can just use built-in functions. It fetches all the entries. I can open that up in any sort of, Excel, LibreOffice in this case. If I want to use that data with another application or perform some more analysis, it's as easy as that. All the data is available in that table. And, we can make plots, visualizations, or do any external analysis that we wish on that particular data set.